Welcome to Joy News at 6. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radio's Kata, Saboba FM, Saboba, A1 Radio Bolgatanga. Get radio and TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. This morning, Office of the Special Prosecutor declares 6 NPP delegates wanted for corruption and corruption-related offences in the party's orphan constituency parliamentary elections. We have details as the NPP condemns allegations of vote buying and calls for the Ghana Revenue Authority to go after delegates who received gifts from aspirants.
We don't support that, but it's giving work to GRA to chase them for them to pay their gift tax.
Also, government directs all NPP and members of parliament outside the country to return ahead of the motion to headcount MPs for the approval of the 2024 budget.
We have indicated to them that those of them travelling out should come back on the 5th. All of them should be back.
In business, interest rates return to its upward trajectory for the first time in a month as government's ambitious target falls short by 30.27%. And later, we'll tell you about a school facing significant changes, Noka MA Basic School, and the unwavering dedication of a teacher, Eunice Isiedo Japan, who was posted to a school with no students. I am Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details now. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has declared 6 NPP delegates wanted for corruption and corruption-related offences following the party's orphan constituency parliamentary elections. It comes after some candidates at Ejura Dumasi constituency in the Ashanti region demanded money from aspirants before exercising their franchise. At Ablekuma Central constituency, delegates were gifted cash and fed till they could not eat anymore. Well, my colleague Richard Kojanyako joins me in the studio with details of that statement. Richard, tell us more.
Well, so Mamiesi, the OSP has published pictures of 6 individuals, and on top of their pictures, the OSP says such persons are wanted for corruption and corruption-related offences in respect of public elections, especially vote buying.
Thank you very much, Richard. Well, Deputy General Secretary of the party, Haruna Mohammed, has been responding to the OSP.
There has not been any reportage with respect to vote buying that has been brought to the disciplinary committee's attention that has not been discharged. What we continue to ask for is that many a times these allegations are made out there. When party officers' attention are drawn to that, we refer the matter to the disciplinary and grievance procedures that when this matter comes to our attention.
Former Deputy Attorney General Joseph Dindiok Pempa says the OSP will be faced with a huge tax proving corruption and its related offences.
Access rules and then the intent will have to coincide for you to secure a conviction. There must be an intent to influence, and then the act itself will have to be committed. Okay. So if those 2 ingredients are available, then before any court, you could secure a conviction. So here, the difficulty, as I've said, is that it's a very, very a difficult situation to establish, because sometimes witnesses may not even be ready and forthcoming with evidence that indeed the money that was offered to them was right.
Well, the party is condemning the allegations that mar the party's orphan constituency parliamentary elections. Director of Elections, Evans Nemeko, is urging the Ghana Revenue Authority to go after the delegates who received gifts from the aspirants.
I mean, he said they were given to them as gifts. And if that was it, we don't support that, but it's giving work to GRA to chase them for them to pay their gift tax. But it is for the OSP and the police service to also take up all those who are indulging in these activities that the party do not support.
Evans Nemako is Director of Elections of the NPP. Away from that, government has directed all new Patriotic Party members of Parliament to return to the country by close of today to enable them fully participate in the motion to headcount MPs for the approval of the 2024 budget. A yes vote for the approval was rejected last week by the Speaker following a motion by the Deputy Minority Leader, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boad, demanding a headcount. However, a walkout by the majority prevented that. Majority Leader Osei Cheyman Sabunsu tells Joy News all MPs currently out of the country have been directed to return.
But for now, the quick
bulletin that was put was agreed to by the House. So the yes vote habit means that we have approved of it, agreed by the convention. The Speaker himself has authorized many members of Parliament to travel out, most of them to participate in the 20 meters going on in the United Arab Emirates. So he has indicated to them that those of them traveling out should come back on the 5th. All of them should be back.
Dean of the Faculty of Law at the University of Professional Studies, Professor Ernest Kofi Abochi, says he finds nothing wrong in a decision by the Office of the Special Prosecutor to update the nation on the cases being handled and the frustrations in prosecuting them. The OSP Kiseja being at a news conference last week accused some judges handling cases filed by the Special Prosecutor of bias. The comments have generated discussions questioning the country's commitment to the fight against corruption. Speaking on Newsfile, the UPSA Law Faculty Dean says the OSP must face some challenges hindering his progress.
The second difficulty is the difficulty of perception. And the third difficulty is a systemic difficulty. If we take the mandate difficulty, that difficulty that says that you come to court, you prosecute cases, and you're able to establish things on the basis of convincing facts, and you're able to do so beyond all reasonable doubt. All the defense has to do is to raise one doubt. Now, we say these things, and it is nice, some will say it is sexy in our criminal jurisprudence, but the reality is it's very difficult when you're dealing with prosecutions.
Former Member of Parliament of Tamale Central, Inusa Fuseni, says the OSP must be ready to face more challenges in its desire to put corrupt officials in jail.
We look at what OSP is doing as if it's the normal criminal prosecutions. This public interest prosecution. The consequences of just prosecution and conviction are dire for the convicted persons. They will be barred from office for almost forever. That they will be shamed. The shame will continue to their families. That they will lose all that they have got through illegal activities. These people are heavily resourced. It is not only that they can afford the best of lawyers, it is that they can also corrupt the courts. I can say that because I'm a politician.
Well, political scientist and development fellow with the CDD, Dr. John Osai-Kwapong, is worried that development will further dampen the confidence of the public in the judiciary.
So when you combine all of these things, where you need to get citizens to find ways to repose or regain their confidence and trust in this very important institution, then it becomes even more worrying when the special prosecutor comes out and gives this press conference and say the kinds of things that may reinforce some of the suspicions or the mistrust that citizens are already having, in the court.
While away from that, spoiled batteries on hand, plywood on the floor, pupils on their knees painting. That was the sight that greeted our news team at Noka MA Basic School in the Eastern Region. Beginning season 3 of our Schools of Shame series, we'll tell you the story of how Eunice Isidro Ajapong was transferred to teach in a non-existent school in Noka. This is also a piece about how vehicular knockdowns have for years forced parents in Noka to prevent their children from going to school. Here's a story by Emmanuel Juvenal.
For years, children trekked several kilometers to distant communities to access education. But in their quest to quench their thirst for knowledge, they get knocked down by speeding vehicles. As a result, many parents stop their children from going to school.
The school is very far. I get scared anytime I see pupils on the street when they are sacked for owing fees.
Coded flat, can't say,
Meet Eunice Isiedua Ejapong, a trained teacher. In May 2023, she requested to be transferred to teach in the Eastern Region. Eunice was excited when her request was approved. Her excitement soon fades.
When I met the town folks, I asked, I'm coming to Noka, and they told me the school is not yet completed. So when they told me that, I was surprised.
This is the school Eunice has been posted to teach. An uncompleted 6-unit classroom block, a Get Fund emergency project.
When I sit and think about it, I wonder, because if there is no school, so why do you then post me? It wasn't easy though, but I got help from the assemblyman and the pastor who gave us this temporal structure.
And that was a story by Emmanuel Jivenu and Seiram Abla de Souza. Now your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM, will hold a national dialogue on illegal mining later this evening to seek solutions to the destruction of the country's forests, rivers and water bodies. The head of the headline documentaries is here with me, Richard Kojenyaku, once again, and joins me in studio with more. Richard, what do we expect this evening?
So, Mami, we expect prominent figures from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Forestry Commission, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Minerals Commission, researchers, environmental agencies, government bodies, advocacy groups, and traditional authorities. And these people will participate in the panel discussions by sharing their expertise and perspectives on the gravity of the issue. The exercise will also provide a platform for affected communities to voice their concerns and engage in a constructive dialogue with decision makers.
Thank you very much, Richard. And that's how we end the bulletin this morning. In our top story, Office of the Special Prosecutor declares 6 NPP delegates wanted for corruption and corruption-related offences. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that.